Hey, did you vote yesterday?
For your mom. I'm so tired.
I didn't vote. Voting's stupid.
Voting's for the conformists.
I'm too young to vote. I'm too old to vote.
I have like 6 personalities, so I don't know which one I voted with. How old are you?
Yeah, Robbie, how old are you?
What have I got myself into?
I voted for your mom's. I'm 15 years old. My parents dropped me off here 7 years ago. I don't know how to get home.
It seems that with each new day you wake up feeling grim, things ain't going your way, and you're finding it hard to smile. You get lost in your thoughts and your heart's on trial. You can't change the past now, that's a fact. You just keep moving on, there ain't no turning back, no. The real problem lies behind your eyes. You might fake it for a minute till you finally realize that it's all in your mind, that you can't unwind, 'cause it's all in your mind, that you can't unwind. So take it from me, tune in, it's so funny. So take it from me, tune in, it's so funny.
Hello, my loves, and welcome back to It's So Funny. It is always so much fun when I get to host, mostly because I just talked louder than everyone else at the meeting and demanded that I do this, and here I am. I'm also very excited because today is our family show. This is a show dedicated to our families for putting up with us cracking stupid jokes and not being able to brag about us to their friends, because we are not going to be doctors or lawyers, but comedians. Hope I make you proud, Mom and Dad. Since it is the family show, I wanted to bring on a special guest tonight. And no, it's not my own family, because they really don't like associating with me, but it's my roommate's little brother, Jonah Metzger, who is my all-time favorite middle schooler. Middle school was a wild time for me. I was just so chock full of hormones and rage that I could look at you for 10 seconds and know exactly how to make you cry. Though I may look very sweet and innocent here, this monster of a human being made a 30-year-old math teacher cry 3 times in one academic school year. And you want to know why? Because she was weak. And middle schoolers, they prey on the weak. They can smell weakness from miles away. If hell exists, my own personal hell will be middle schoolers accurately making fun of my own personal choices. I think middle schoolers have like this sixth sense where they can just see all your failures and insecurities. So basically, I was a monster in middle school, but Andrew, I am very curious, what were you like in middle school?
Well, actually, the thing is that I age like a reverse Benjamin Button. As I get older, I get older. So if that answers your question.
It doesn't, but at the same time, it also makes a lot of sense. But I'm just gonna guess that you were weird in middle school. Is that accurate?
No, yeah, I was actually a normal kid, and then I got hit by a bus, so this is how I am now.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not really gonna get into that because that may be a rabbit hole we don't want to go down. So, But we have a fantastic show for you tonight. I will be sitting down with the world's best middle schooler, Jonah, to figure out his views on middle school. We also have tea time with Teresa, and thank you so much for our families constantly watching and supporting this show and coming out with us tonight. So get ready for a good show.
Congratulate the following alumni for their nominations for Chicago Regional Emmy Awards: Jason Dolan, Eric Marshall, Patrick Lake, Lacey McCraney, Sandra Torres, Suzanne Richter, Paula Vinsack, Nathan Halder, Kevin Dolman, Cody Berquist, Don Schoenfeld, Steve Schuer, Mike Klingel, Joel Waldinger, Telly Hughes, Jordan Arsenault, and Dan Code.
I'm Lacoste, and I'm a radio/TV personality. I get to travel the country and the world with Monster Jam hosting stadium events. Well, I was here at TV 10, but I knew that I wanted to learn, running a camera, editing video, and putting a story together. Well, what this taught me was to be determined and never be satisfied with something that's mediocre.
You don't know the power of the dark side. That's Emperor Palpatine.
Mostly sneak around NASA facilities, go around the back, try to find out secret information. I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, as you can see. I'm an avid Sasquatch hunter. Jake wants to see my Sasquatch, but I think he should buy me a drink first.
I like his nose hair. It's dangly and long, and I feel like it's gonna swallow me up, and it's intimidating.
Do you really collect Andrew's earwax and put it on your toast in the morning?
Well, I don't collect Andrew's earwax. He collects the earwax, and he gives it to me as a gift every Hanukkah on the 4th night. And then, yes, I do put it on my toast.
Is it?
What song does Jake sing in the shower?
The Star Spangled Banner.
Hubba Bubba. I like the bubbles. And Spearmint can't provide that for me.
What does Bubba do for you?
He services me.
Shit. I know this one. Okay, hold on. You got this. Pizza. Who's Margaret?
Yeah, that's Sheila. Who's Margaret?
Who's Margaret? Margaret Thatcher? My mother-in-law? My son-in-law? My daughter-in-law? She's all of them, and she does a great job of it. That's why she got the economy going so well in the 40s.
How cold and calculating they are, yet they still retain that childlike beauty.
What do you want to do to his hair?
I feel like that's sensitive information that I can't share.
Time out. Before you have sex, make sure your partner always gives you consent first. Otherwise, it's rape. Consent. Pass it on.
Only 54% of college students regularly use a condom during sex, so make sure to stop by the G-Spot today to pick up your free condoms. Safe sex. Pass it on.
1 in 4 students will get an STI in college, so make sure you're scheduling regular appointments with Student Health Services. STIs. Don't pass it on.
My name is Christian Stoynev, and I'm a professional hand balancer. I was a reporter and then I became an anchor. I eventually had my own segment. It was called Who's Ballin', Who's Fallin'. TV10 helped me a ton with not just knowing how to speak in front of a camera, but also knowing what it's like to be behind the camera. It definitely helps me not only in knowing what the interviewers are asking me, but also just knowing how to understand from both perspectives.
Please join me in a very warm welcome to welcome Jonah Metzger to It's So Funny. Jonah is in the 7th grade, and he is a part of the speech team along with student council. Jonah, thank you so much for being here tonight. How are you doing?
I am doing fine. This show is quite something.
Is it something?
I love it.
Are you enjoying your experience with us tonight?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Is it everything that you thought it would be?
It's everything.
Yeah.
Plus more.
I think we're better than most late night talk shows.
Yeah.
You would agree?
Say so. Seth Meyers.
Yeah, who is he? Who's
Seth Meyers?
No, who is he? He's nothing. So I brought you here because I really want to talk about middle school.
Okay.
I don't have very fond memories of middle school, but it's been a while. So, I'm getting up there in age. So I think I need to go back to the youth, and we need to recap, find out what's happening.
All right.
So are we ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's get into it. So can you give me a little insight on what a normal day looks like to you?
Well, you go to the gym, and for some random reason, I don't know why they have us go to the gym, and then you go to your locker to your first hour class, and you continuously do that. At 4th hour at the very end, you go to your locker, shed a few tears, and then you're fine. You go to lunch after, and then you eat your feelings, and then...
How's lunch? What's the lunch situation like?
Oh.
I'm just going to interrupt here. We'll get back to that, but...
Whole grain. Thank you, Michelle Obama.
Whole grain? We're not loving the whole grain?
No.
No? Do you guys still get those square pizzas?
Square pizzas?
Okay, I'm old. All right, it's fine. All right. So anyway, what's the lowdown after lunch?
Then you just go to 5th hour, and that's like your fun, explore. You get to do a bunch of fun things. I have art right now, so I get to go and draw, and I get to draw my feelings now. And then 6th, 7th, 8th, and then finally you get to study hall. And study hall is like Christmas presents under the tree.
What do you do at study? Why is study hall so great?
Well, my study hall teacher is probably the best teacher ever known to man.
Wow. All right. Wow. High praise from Jonah Metzger.
High praise.
All right, I'm into it. So on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being awful, 10 being the best thing that ever happened to you, how would you rank middle school this far?
5.
I don't know. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty solid. That's average.
It's average because sometimes you just want to go to sleep in your bed. I wake up almost every night before I go to bed. I tell my mom, you don't have to set the alarm in the morning to wake me up. And then on the other side, I really enjoy getting gossip. Gossip is very fun.
We spill the tea in middle school.
Spill all that tea.
Is the tea hot?
Tea can be hot. Sometimes people say it's hot, but it's actually very cold and refrigerated.
Well, that's always a disappointment.
Yes, it is.
So if you could change anything about middle school, what would it be and why?
Oh my gosh. There's so many.
We got to narrow it down. One thing, the number one thing you would change.
Okay, the food.
The food. What would you what would you change about it?
Well, I say that
if Jonah Metzger was going to serve a lunch, what would it be? Your perfect lunch?
Well, we would have a buffet, and we wouldn't have one specific thing every day. I don't want to go to school and have meatloaf that has probably been cooked for under a minute, microwaved.
So tell me one thing you love about middle school.
Oh, wow. I really love lunch and study hall.
I thought you didn't like lunch.
Lunch, I get to eat.
So it's less about the food. It's more about being able to eat it.
Being able to shove uncooked bread with cheese into my mouth, aka their Bosco sticks. It's very
It's a
enjoyable.
sham.
Yeah.
So, on the flip side of that, tell me one thing you hate about middle school.
Oh my. I would probably say the curriculum.
The curriculum. What's your biggest beef with the curriculum?
Oh my gosh. Common Core just makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I think you're preaching to the choir there on that
Yeah.
one. How do you like student council?
It's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, I enjoy it, but
you don't seem thrilled.
I'm not thrilled by it, but I do enjoy it.
Okay.
So it's there.
What do you think would make you like it better?
Well, there's not really any positions. When they call it student council, it's like being catfished because they put it out there and they're like, okay, this is what it's gonna happen, and then you just go in and you just volunteer for stuff. You just volunteer for stuff.
Well, volunteering's good.
Volunteering is
You
good.
wanted more power.
I wanted power.
Okay.
Because power is what I strive
Well,
to
you know,
do.
people don't tend to give power to middle schoolers. It's not their
Yeah,
favorite thing to do.
it's sad.
Yeah. Well, so maybe that would be the thing you'd change about middle school. More
Yes,
power.
More power.
The kids should have more power.
Yeah.
Well, Jonah, I think that's a great note to leave this on. Middle schoolers should have more power. And I don't know how I feel about that, but I'll probably figure that out later. Up next, we have Tea Time with Teresa here on It's So Funny. Woo! You did awesome!
We're all about what's going on in the world of entertainment. I'm Kayla Williams.
And I'm Brian James.
Welcome to 10 on 10, Bloomington Normal's only live entertainment update show. Get the latest on celebrities.
Beyonce took a second to kind of take a look back at her life.
Music.
An inspirational anthem, and Panic frontman took to Instagram saying,
Movies.
Providing intense, almost unbearable suspense.
And more. And be sure to stay tuned for the always exciting clip of the week.
I did as little as possible during my time at TV10. No, I'm just kidding. I was a sports anchor and reporter. Boy, I learned a lot, just how to come up with stories, how to set them up. Well, after 33 years of being a sportscaster, I moved into our sales department in May of 17. The advice I've always given people ever since I got out of school was do as much as you can.
Hi, hello there, how are you? Good? Great? Fantastic. My name is Teresa Tarantino, and this is a segment I like to call Tea Time with Teresa, where I give you all the inside scoop on what's really going on in the world today. Get your mops ready because this floor is about to be swapping. So, somewhat recently, a picture of the Biebs eating a burrito sideways has taken the world by storm. Or at least we thought it was the Biebs. A YouTube group by the name of Yes Theory came out with documentation of them faking the photograph with the JB doppelganger. This photo of JB was covered by major media outlets everywhere, and Chrissy Teigen even tweeted about it, so you know that it was big news. All of this just to find out it wasn't actually him. Long story short, how sad is it that our world is more pressed about a fake photo of JB eating a burrito in a non-traditional manner rather than, I don't know, maybe the fact that more than 8,000 kids are sent to the ER every year over gun injuries and 60% of them weren't accidental? Or maybe how the World Health Organization says around 90-30% of kids under the age of 15 around the world, 1.8 billion kids to be exact, are breathing toxic air. The org estimates that 600,000 kids died in 2016 because of respiratory infections brought on by poor air quality. Anyway, let's move on to more meaningless drama about celebrities. Speaking of meaningless drama, supposedly the Nicki and Cardi feud has still been going on. Nicki went on Queen Radio and said something. Cardi went to social media and rambled on for multiple videos saying stuff like footages. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I stopped caring about this feud the moment after photos of Cardi surfaced with a giant lump on her head. That gave me a good chuckle, and then I continued on listening to both of their music, so... Now, Halloween was this past Wednesday, and we saw a lot of celebrities dressed up in their elaborate costumes. The Kardashians dressed up as Victoria's Secret angels, Harry Styles dressed up like Elton John, Bella Hadid and The Weeknd dressed up like Lydia and Beetlejuice. But perhaps the most important one was that Heidi Klum and her boyfriend dressed up as Shrek and Fiona. Not only did they dress up like them, they got hours worth of prosthetics on them that took weeks to create. I thought that it was absolutely incredible, and the only tea here is that everyone else probably feels Shrek'd because their costumes weren't nearly as good as Heidi's, if Fiona, I mean. Get it? Fiona? You know what never mind. Moving on, so everyone knows that Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande have ended their engagement, yada yada, we get it, we're over it. But evidently, Pete and Ariana still want to keep the dramatics going. In a recent SNL preview, Pete jokingly proposed to Maggie Roberts, which she then promptly declined, and Pete said 0 for 3, which Ariana did not take much liking to, proving it by tweeting, "For somebody who claims to hate relevancy, you sure do love clinging onto it, huh?" She even recently just came out with a song called Thank You Next, and mentions Pete as well as her other exes such as Mac Miller, and how she is thankful for all that they have taught her. But now she's ready to move on. Now, the song completely slaps. Ariana, you've certainly done it again. But I definitely think that her Twitter rant was a bit overdramatic. I mean, if I just got dumped by Ariana Grande, I'd be milking that for the rest of my life. And if she's gonna go on and complain about using her within his career, then how does she validate explicitly using his name in not one, but 2 songs that she is earning a profit off of every day? I don't know, I guess that's just the tea. All right, this has been Tea Time with Teresa. Thank you all for tuning in. And before you go, I hope you all went out and voted yesterday, because if you didn't, Heidi Klum dressed as Fiona will be waiting for you under your bed tonight. Stay thirsty, everyone.
She's Corn Dog, and he's Toots. Together they're Toots and Corn Dog.
You see my new tats?
Are those real?
Nah, but they look real. I got them from Walmart with my mom's gift card.
Walmart?
Yeah. Look, all I did is to get some water on there, and I got them all tatted up.
You're missing for one day, and this is what you do.
Yeah. Who cares about rent, am I right?
What it brings out is it's the stars of humanity.
Oh my God, Norm!
Al!
Oh my God, you should meet my roommate. This is Corn Dog.
This is Toots. There's something else.
I love your tattoos, bro. You get the tattoos, or you get the money? No, I got it from Walmart with my mom's gift card. Better, yeah. Wow. Hey, do you go and moon people for fun too in front of Dunkin' Donuts? Absolutely. Holy friendly. Oh my God, we squirrel. Squirrel.
Norm, I'm so glad I saw you.
Yeah, you too, Al. Those two are just,
A little nuts.
yeah, they're a match made in...
Idiot heaven.
I'm Kathy Pierce. I'm the owner of Monster Pond.
New dollars for old gold.
I run and manage the Bloomington store, and then I do human resources with all the other stores.
Thank you, Monster Pond!
So I was the class of 1988 from TV10. I was a videographer, so I carried around the equipment. TV10 gave me the skills that I could walk in, take control, handle the conversation, and feel confident about it.
Be sure to watch our series finale Wednesday, November 28th. And remember,
It's so funny! Join us for It's So Funny series finale Wednesday, November 28th at 6:30 p.m.